Hello everyone, and today we're going to be working on Lesson 5 magazine tutorial. So in here I have my Schoology account. Now here are the steps. You're going to create a folder in your documents. Now we don't really need to do this anymore as we do kind of have the Adobe Creative Cloud, but we do need to create a folder for these guys right here, which are fonts. This is the first time that you guys are going to be working with fonts. So in your documents, I just opened up my File Explorer. In your documents, you're going to create a folder and you're going to call it fonts, just like I have right here. So if you don't know how to create a new folder, you can just right click and put new and new folder. You can go up here where it says new and new folder, whichever one you want, as long as you create a new folder and you call it fonts. In here, you're going to add the fonts. So the way this works is like this. We're going to go ahead and click download right here, and the download is going to start. Then we're also going to click download on Lemon Milk, and the download is going to start. Now again, these are zip files, so we will need to unzip the files. In order to do that, we're going to click on the folder, and then we're going to go into these little zip file icons that we have here. Now, because this is going to be a little bit of more of a like putting it with inside folders of folders, I like to move this over to the side, right click on my File Explorer and open a new window. So this new window, I'm going to go into my documents, I'm going to go into my fonts, and here are my fonts. I'm going to make this window a little bit small, and then make this window over here so I can go ahead and double click. Now if you notice, Lemon Milk does have a lot of files, so I'm going to make a folder again, File, New, Folder, and call this one Lemon Milk, right? Lemon Milk. And I'm going to add a example right here because I already have Lemon Milk and it's already installed. But Lemon Milk, right? Double click on that example, and I'm gonna select all the ones that have the little A, the ones that have that little A icon right next to it, or that say Open Type Font File. These right here. So I'll select all of those. By the way, I'm selecting them with Shift. Click on the last one, and then hold Shift and click on the first one. That selects all of them, and I can drag them right over. I'm going to then go back, create a new folder, and call the new folder chunk 5. So chunk 5, and then I'm gonna put example, because again, oh, for this one it doesn't look like I have chunk 5, so I'll go ahead and do this one here, double click, and then just bring chunk 5 in there. Alright, perfect. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to close this. I'm going to go into search. I'm going to type fonts and open up my fonts panel right here. So this is going to open up this page right here where all my fonts for the computer are installed. And all I have to do is drag this file in here. So this one, it says I already have it. I'll just put replace, yes. And that'll install the font on the computer. Then I'm going to go back. I'm going to look for my Lemon Milk example, and I'm going to select all of them and drag them in here. It says I already have them, so do I want to replace? Yes, that's fine. Do this for all current, and then I will replace the fonts. And that's it. That installs my fonts into the computers so I could be able to use them. Now I can go ahead and close out of these. Now next thing is I'm going to download this Photoshop file right here. I'm going to go ahead and press download. It's going to download right there. And then I'm going to click on this one, which is the magazine cover that we're going to be using as an example. And we're going to put download image. Then I'm going to click on my model right here, and we're going to click download image. And that's going to give us the files that we need. So now we're going to go ahead and open up Photoshop. We're going to go to open, and we're going to go to downloads, and we're going to select our Photoshop magazine sample. We're going to open that up. Some text layers might be, do you want to update? Sure, update. There we go. Alright, so in here, this is going to be the text that you're going to need to use. However, you don't need to type it, because I already typed most of it for you. There will be a couple little things you have to type yourself, but for the most part, it's already all typed. The goal here is that you want to align everything correctly. So the first things first that we're going to do is we're also going to go ahead and open this one right here, open. And so that's going to open in a new tab, and we're going to have them right here side by side. However, we do want to be able to see both of them so we can kind of work on it a little bit better. So we're going to go to Windows, Arrange, and we're going to put two up vertical. That will allow us to put both of them side by side, and we can actually work on this one and kind of try to get everything going. So the first things first is going to be adding guidelines. So just like we did on our quote poster, we're going to select our rulers. Again, so if you don't see rulers, you can press Control R to see your rulers. And we're going to go about 0.25 of an inch all the way around. Doesn't have to be extremely perfect, but you know, give or take as best as you can get it in there, 0.25. There you go. So that's going to be our kind of our edge, right? And first thing you see here is fashion, right? So we're going to go ahead and select the word fashion. And we notice that fashion on the magazine is white. So we're going to select it and turn this into white. Now, from the fonts that we downloaded, we're going to go ahead and change the font. So we're going to head over into, let's try Lemon Milk and choose one of those. So that doesn't match, right? So it's not that one. We're going to go into Chunk 5. And this one does match. So we're going to go ahead and make this about 150. Give or take, that looks okay. Now, one thing that you notice here is that my words, F-A-S-H-I-O-N, they're very separated versus over here, they're very close together. And that is done by an effect here on sorry, not After Effects, on Photoshop right here. You're going to notice that you have this one that's kind of set to blank. And this is called kerning between characters, right? So we want to bring the characters together right here. And so we're going to do that by selecting the word fashion and then just selecting 0 right here. And we're going to kind of, actually, sorry, I take it back. We're going to use tracking. And instead of 80, we're going to set it to like 50, or let's try 10. Let's try -10. We want them to be touching, right? So we're going to go into -50. There we go. So now they're touching. They look a little bit better. This is supposed to be touching too, the O and the N. So let's go ahead and highlight it and then just go to like -60 and press enter. That looks pretty good, right? So now we notice that we have fashion right here, but fashion is supposed to be all the way around with like a little bit of a border line right here. So we're going to go ahead and make it to where it touches this side, and then we're going to Control T to resize, and we're going to bring this up to where it touches the other side. Bam. There you go. Enter. So now we have the word fashion. We do need to create a circle. Actually, let's make this a little bit smaller. Oops. Sorry, right around there. And we do need to create a circle right around here. So we're going to grab our circle tool, and we're going to create a circle. That circle will need to be in pink, so we're going to select our fill color, choose our color, and you get this eyedropper when you move outside of this box. And we're just going to come here and select that pink. Bam. Press OK. That'll turn our circle into the pink that we need. We will drop this down below fashion. And that'll bring it in there. And then we can kind of move these guys around because they're kind of in the way right now. So this is going to go somewhere in the bottom. This is going to go somewhere down here. Be fashion for less. This goes here somewhere. This is going to go here somewhere. Hot news. This is going to go up here. Same description. That goes here with a page number. That's going to go somewhere in there. We have 385 tips, which will go right here. This one, which will go here, and then Be Fashion for Less, which will go here. And then we just kind of need to size everything up from there. We are missing November of 2010, so I'm gonna go ahead and grab this and type NOV, oops, NOV 2010, and we're gonna use chunk as well. let's see, I don't know if chunk has numbers, but hopefully it does. CHU chunk. There we go. Perfect. And we're going to switch this over into white. Again, this needs to be a lot closer, so we're going to go into our kerning and put it at like -50. This also needs to be close from top to bottom, so we're going to go into our leading right here, and we're going to switch it to around 30. That's a little bit too much, so let's go to 48 or 36. Perfect, right there. Select it, make it smaller, and this is going to fit right above the letter N. Right there. Perfect. Now if you zoom into this one a little bit, Control plus, Control minus to zoom in, you do notice that the letter N has a bit of a shadow that's going on behind it. So we're going to select Fashion right here. Right click on Fashion, go to Blending Options, and we're going to click Drop Shadow. And then now you see that the drop shadow is there. So you can kind of mess with this as much as you need, but I'm going to put the drop shadow just a little bit transparent, a little bit something like that. There you go. And press OK. So that gives me fashion. Now we have a pink line that goes underneath it. And this pink line is just going to be something simple. So I'm going to select my letter T, click right here. Right now it's really, really, really big. I'm going to go to 10. And then just put a slash. Put a bunch of slashes all the way through. And switch this to get the white and select this pink. Press OK. Now we have this line right here, right? So this is a little bit too much, so we're going to remove a couple of them. Press OK. And that's kind of perfect. Right there. Boom. Alright. So now we have the rest of this magazine that we kind of need to do, right? So these are going to be lemon milk, and you'll have to play around with regular, medium, stuff like that, but regular, be fashion for less. We're going to switch this over to like 36, maybe 36 right there. Now notice that this is center aligned, right? So be fashion for less, right? It's center aligned. And we need it to be left aligned. We also want to create another guideline that's going to match where fashion starts for us, and that's where all our text is going to end up at. Just like so. So this feels a little bit too big. Let's go ahead and go with 30, and then go into our tracking and bring this over to around 0. Yep, that looks a lot better. And then we'll switch this over into white. Bam, there you go. So from there, we need to create these shapes that we see over here, right? So this has a bit of a dark gray shape with a pink underneath. So let's go ahead and create that. We'll grab our rectangles, and we're going to create here a rectangle that goes like this. This rectangle is going to be a dark gray color like that. And then we're going to make a copy. So here's what I like to do. Select the shape, right? Hold Alt on your keyboard and make a copy. A copy that is directly underneath. We're going to click on that and switch it to that pink. Now, in here, we're going to put the pink rectangle underneath the black rectangle. That'll allow us to kind of hide it underneath, and we get this, right? And so for this one, we're just going to go ahead and go in here, and we're going to type in lemon milk. We'll go to regular, put this in white. Now this one doesn't have a lowercase, like lowercase letters, but that's perfectly okay. We can still leave it like that. And we're going to bring it in here. We're going to put this to around 8 pixels. Let's try 9 pixels right there. And then we're going to put this right inside here. Now remember that you want the words or everything to kind of be aligned. Now these words are not, the box is what's aligned, so this just needs to be centered to the box. So let's just do this, right? Now, once we set these sizes, you want to make sure that everything kind of falls in the same size, right? So tips for winter, that's going to be the same size as this, 30, with a 0 in kerning, right? So for tips for winter, we're going to go to size 30. and then we're going to put this at 0. And then for this one, we're going to put this at something way bigger. So not 30, but let's go 72 or maybe 60. And we're going to select all of it and switch it to lemon milk regular. And again, this is left aligned. And then this goes to white, right? Something like that. And now we just need to switch this. So this is actually a little bit too bold. So we're going to switch this from regular to maybe light right here. There you go. That gives you a little bit of a thinner, cleaner look. And then we can zoom out to kind of see how we're doing, right? And so the goal is to kind of adjust the rest, right? You want to create it to look exactly like this. You're going to need to create these 2 circles and then one little tiny box at the very bottom right here that goes across from the very edge, just like so. And then this will go in white, and we'll go in here, and will also be in lemon milk regular. This is supposed to be in this issue. I made a typo right there. And yeah, just like that, right? And so you'll set up the rest of it, right? Now the last part to all this is going to be adding the girl. So we're going to go to File. We're going to go to Place Embed. We're going to look for the girl, Place, and put her in there, right? We're going to click Remove Background. And we're going to add her all the way to the very, very bottom. Just like so. Now the goal here is you don't want to cover up her face. And you want to be able to read all the text. So something like this looks pretty good. We'll press enter, and that will be your final results, which will be your magazine cover, as long as you finish the rest of it to kind of look like this. But I feel like that's more than enough tips for you guys to be able to create your own. All right, if you guys have any questions, please let me know. And as always, I'll see you on the next one. Peace.